Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Face Strange Fake episode number 9 reaction. Right, the previous episode we had quite a few developments. First and foremost, we had Flat joining hands with Chief Orlando. We got a little bit of slight backstory of Flat, not that much, a little bit of his background. We kind of saw how he met Waver, and like how he looks up to Waver and the way Waver lives his life. That then we also had Sigma, who in the end decided, after realizing that the guys from the Scadio family, the mafia guys, they are targeting the girl Subaki. He decided to, go and tell Richard and Ayaka about it, and now they're probably on their way to take care of the situation. While we have from the Scadio family, we have Alcaides and like Cerberus on top of Cerberus. He's here on the way. Another thing I got to know in the previous episode, apparently they actually revealed the true name of the guy, the caster. He's I forgot his name. I have heard of his name before. Dumas, Alexander Dumas or something like that. Um, I have heard his name before, but I wasn't that much aware of him. And they apparently name dropped him so nonchalantly while reacting. I didn't even realize that. I went back and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's true." So I'll talk about that in the discussion section. For now, let's just react. I'm going to react to the episode, and then I'll talk about everything. All right, let's get started. As always, I will not be providing the subtitles. The timer will be provided here. Sync it with the original video and watch it alongside my reaction. And yeah, let's get started. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god, here we go. Well, well, yeah. Okay, are we gonna finally see Jack fighting now? You know, we haven't even seen his. I guess Jack doesn't have a, like a identity. That's why he's called Jack the Ripper. So I do wonder how they're gonna show him fight. Are they gonna just bring in random characters? Because Jack can turn into random people. Are they just gonna bring in random people and show them fight, or will Jack have an actual, like, an appearance? I do wonder. Oh, mm, right. Well, crazy. Yeah, he's not joking. That's the that's the bad part. Damn. Oh wait, is that Jack? Never mind. I thought, okay. Yeah, if that was Jack, why would he be shooting him? Like I said, I think they're going to use like different characters to represent Jack. Oh, damn. Oh yeah, he doesn't want anything to happen to Subaki for whatever reason. I don't know why. Yeah, there you go. Oh, uh, oh god. Oh wait, these are Jack. I think Jack is controlling them. Okay, I was right. Right. Okay. I was thinking like, which police officer in their right mind is just gonna go and start shooting a dog like that? Yeah. Wait, what? On top of the building? Bruh. Don't bring those names up in front of Alcides. Damn! Also, they connected you to. Oh. Oh, damn. Crazy. Hmm. Oh, wait. Is that supposed to be him? Oh, yeah, he's shown in the opening. I never thought about it. Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, because it's in the middle of the city. Is that why? Damn. Right. Alright, bro. Yeah, that's the thing. Uh, damn. They're all doing some evil or good. Yeah, that is extremely true. I can't kill you. Yep, because he's Jack the Ripper. It's like if you're not a. Whoa. Oh, damn. Wait, what is this? Some reality marble? Oh, no, never mind. Painting it. Damn. Man, shut up. Who the hell are you? Okay. He's just yapping. Ugh. Wow. Wait, what? Oh, damn! Never did I think that Jack the Ripper is going to take a form like this. Ah, that's why. Because he has no face. Also, ah. Also, it makes sense why he's a berserker. Wow. Oh, damn! Gilgamesh is here. Wait, why did he just comes to crash the party? Oh boy, that's funny. Uh, wow. Oh damn. Oh damn. Yo, damn, he's dodging everything. Well, this is supposed to be a Holy Grail war, so you know. Oh, it's coming back. Oh no, he's targeting Subaki. Oh wait, Richard is here as well. Well, yeah, he was on his way, so. Damn, everyone's here. Like almost everyone. Well, right. He just. He just comes strolling in with a normal, like, outfit. Okay. um, well. Bruh. Hmm. Oh, damn. It's, damn. Okay. Well, that was what he was originally doing, so yeah. Wow. I'm also a king, by the way. Soft standard. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh god. Wow. Damn. A lot of things are happening here. Oh yeah, true. Ayaka's not really. Hmm. Right. Well, she never like really did anything for merit. Yeah, I was literally saying. Hmm. 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 All right. Okay. Oh no. Hey, nah. You don't say that. Oh Lord, bro. This is such a funny matchup. Like these two could be like worlds apart in like personality wise, but in matches. Hmm. Oh yeah. Enkidu. Bruh. Yo, crazy. The clear enemy of Oh boy. Yeah. Right. Okay. Damn. Damn. Sages who create us. Whoa. Damn. Oh my god. This is. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, this is actually. This might actually defeat him. I don't know. Wait a minute. Maybe not. Okay, never mind. Well, whoa, what the? Wait, what? What in the hell? What? Oh, wait, did he take his. What type of a. Oh, God. Damn. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. All right. That's a crazy way to end. Right, and there you go. That was episode number 9, right? Yeah. So today, uh, yeah, quite a few things happened. First and foremost, the battle between Alcides and Jack. Then we had Richard joining in and Gilgamesh joining in. Those two paired up together to fight. And these two were like the major fights that were happening. In the middle, Jester kind of came in to interrupt. But now he's just there. We also have Sigma and Assassin joining in as well. They are going to go and try to save Subaki, and I'm guessing obviously because Jester is there, like Jester will probably bump like heads with Assassin. Um, and Jester, there's some kind of a reason why Jester is like kind of keeping an eye on Subaki, which we don't really know still. Um, Maybe it has something to do with her, like like her situation. I don't know. Either way, whatever it is, uh, they are going to bump heads. We know that. Probably in the next episode, maybe the episode after that. Who knows? Either way, um, so yeah, that's like the long and short of today's episode. Um, what was his name? Hansa. Hansa's also here, but obviously he's not going to interfere because he's an observer. He's what do you call it? I forgot what they call it. Like the one who's like overlooking the Holy Grail War, from the church. So he's one of them. So he's not going to interfere, obviously. But he took Ayaka under his protection. Um, yeah, even though Ayaka's technically not really a master, but still. Right, and yeah, I think that is basically what is going on in today's episode. All right, okay, one thing I forgot to talk about before I begin discussing properly about this episode. Like I said, in the previous episode, they name dropped the caster, fake caster. So I, someone from the comments told me, and I was like, wait, really? Went back and I saw, yeah, in one of the lines, they casually just name dropped him, and I didn't even realize. That was such a like weird way to name drop a character who we don't know anything about. Up until that point, obviously nobody knows who he is. We all know that he's an author or something, but that's it. And they just casually name dropped him, like just in like one line and one sentence, like one section. So let me just check. Alexander Dumas. So I have heard of his name before, but I wasn't that much familiar with him. But turns out he is supposed to be someone who's connected with the Count of Monte Cristo or something. Yeah, alright. So Alexander Dumas was also known as was a French novelist and playwright. His works have been translated into many languages. One of the most widely read French authors. Many of his historical novels and adventures were originally published as series, including The Count of Monte Cristo, Three Musketeers, 20 Years After, and The Vicomte of Bragelonne, 10 years later. Ever since the early 20th century, his novels have been adapted into nearly 200 films. Dumas began writing his career by writing plays, which were successfully produced from the first. He wrote numerous magazine articles, all these things. Okay, one thing I need to check. He said something about along the lines of him getting inspired by Hamlet. Let me check. Is that a actual fact? I don't see any mention of Hamlet here. Shakespeare? No. Okay. So yeah, there you go. That is Alexander Dumas. And they casually name dropped him in one like section. I do wonder how many people even caught that. I didn't catch it at all. Like it happened in during that section where they were talking, where Sigma was talking to you know the to Watcher, and I think it was Watcher who name dropped him. Like who was like, oh yeah, like the police chief and the Dumas combo, like that, in a very casual way, without even it didn't even register in my head while I was reacting. So yeah, we do know his name now. It's just a weird, very weird way they just name dropped him. It's just so weird. I don't know why they did it like that. Either way, that was that. Or maybe they're going to name drop him properly later. Maybe this was just like a little, I don't know, like a little, like, like a Easter egg or something for people who maybe will be able to. I don't know. Whatever it is, it was weird. So yeah, so that is him. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I saw it and I was like, damn. So we do know his name now. Um, okay, so now that's out of the way, let us talk about this episode. I already talked a little about the whole situation. Now let's dive deep into the whole thing. First and foremost, obviously, as we know, the main situation here is Tsubaki. There's like this group which is trying to target Tsubaki, and then there's this group which is trying to save him. The group that is trying to save him is obviously Sigma, Assassin, Richard, Ayaka as well, and the one that's trying to protect Tsubaki is what's his name? Flat, Jack, Police Chief Orlando, Clan Calatin. They are trying to protect her. Technically, you could say Jester is also trying to protect her, but for a different reason. So we will be bumping heads with him soon. So yeah, while the people, the characters who are trying to attack him are Alcides and obviously his master from the Scardio family. Those two. And Gilgamesh is just here because for whatever reason he just came in. I think he's pretty neutral in this situation. He just has business with Alcides and now Richard, I guess. So that's what's happening. So that is the the situation with what each of the characters are trying to do, where their loyalties lie. Now, obviously, first and foremost, we got to see Jack's power today. I was literally saying in the very beginning, like I do wonder if they're going to just give Jack like a proper face, or are they going to just show these different characters with different identities, and they're just going to become Jack. Both came true. He was using all these same looking police officers, and then he also showed his true appearance, kind of. His face was obviously not there, but he looked like some creature from hell. And it makes sense why he has this type of a form, as like he explains, he was Jack the Ripper, and people looked to him as like a spawn from hell, and like a devil or something like that. So that is why he has this form with the wing and everything. He has no face because nobody has seen him. So right, and he can like this bring out these devil and demons because of how people perceive him to be. That's how his legend is. And that's the thing, like, because like legends are a big thing in Fate. Like for people who are new to Fate, who haven't really watched that much Fate, this is one thing that is very important, is that yeah, obviously, like your true nature is definitely like there, and it is going to be reflected in your heroic spirit. But at the same time, legends are what make you. Different legends give you different power, different appearance, different like thing, because that's how people look up to you as. You don't have to be like a good hero or something. You just have to be a legend. You could be good, you could be bad, it doesn't matter. You need to be someone which is etched into human memory, and like you're like become either infamous or famous for some kind of a reason, be it because of some legend or whatever reason. And those legends make you. They give you different appearance, and maybe some alternative like noble phantasm, some alternative like power or something. That's why Jack looks like this over here. you know so yeah. And now if you guys obviously remember, like the people who play FGO obviously knows this, and who have watched Apocrypha as well. There's another Jack, Jack the Ripper, in Fate Apocrypha and FGO, which is in the form of this little girl. Now that is different because that was like an amalgamation of the different like life that Jack took, that took that form. you know I think, as far as I can remember, that's the lore behind it. Why Jack the Ripper in Fate Apocrypha slash FGO looks like a little kid, you know, little girl. That is the reason, something like that. I've forgotten the actual reason, but it's something along those lines. Yeah, but this is different. This is like the true Jack the Ripper, and why he looks like this. And makes sense why he's a berserker, because he went berserk, killing everyone. I guess it could have been an assassin as well, which is his other form, which is like the little girl Jack the Ripper in Apocrypha and FGO. She's an assassin. It makes sense. Like he's someone who never showed his face. He killed like from the shadows and everything. Hence an assassin. Berserker also makes pretty sense because he went crazy with his killings and everything. So a berserker. So yeah, so this is Jack the Ripper here. Now, Jack's power was pretty surprising. I wasn't expecting him to literally bring out like a demon or whatever, like from like a spawn from hell, and just fight against Alcides. And Alcides was also extremely strong, obviously. And we saw like the true nature of his power at the very end, which is something I was not expecting. He literally took Jack's Noble Phantasm. So now I do wonder, like, what is going to happen here? Like, I'm guessing Jack will not be able to take this form again, but he will still obviously be able to fight in the Grail War alongside Flat, because I'm guessing he still has his impersonation power and all that. All those things are still there. They're not connected to his Noble Phantasm, so those will still be there. And Flat himself is pretty damn like strong, and he's like literally a genius. So I think with some proper planning and some proper alliances, he can still fight in this Grail War. He already has an alliance with Police Chief Orlando, and I'm guessing that will still continue even after however this whole section concludes. Yeah, so for a moment I was thinking, like, what are they going to do now? Are they going to just like opt out of the Grail War? No, I don't think so. So yeah, either way, let's wait and see. But Alcides took his NP. That is crazy. What did he call it at the end? I will. Okay, he literally says, I'm going to take this from you. And he calls it, you're worthy of pillaging. Reincarnation Pandora. And yeah, so his NP is like literally taken from him. And you can see like in his hand, there's like a mark, like some handprints and everything. I'm guessing that kind of shows that he took his Noble Phantasm. Let me check. Yeah, there's like handprints. Yeah, so that was surprising. I was not expecting that. Okay. Also, another thing, yeah, he now has wings. Crazy. This guy's already broken and now he has wings. Oh, good lord. Alcides, I'm talking about Alcides. Yeah, so that's what happened with the whole Jack versus Alcides. In the middle, Gilgamesh did kind of interfere, but then we had what's his name? Richard come in, and Richard is now squaring off against Gilgamesh. So, that's that. Now, okay, now that's that. Let's talk about Gilgamesh and Richard. So, Richard, obviously, like I said, this is a very comical matchup, because Richard's personality and Gilgamesh's personality is like complete opposites. So it's pretty funny how like these two are interacting while fighting. Richard is just so happy. He's like, "Oh my god, like you're a real hero. Like, oh, what are these weapons?" Now the thing is, like, it makes sense why he's so fascinated, because if they literally said that he's that boy who who's like walking on the road and sees a stick in the ground, and he takes it up and he acts as if that's some kind of a legendary sword. That's the literal essence of his Noble Phantasm. anything he can like turn it into like Excalibur, you could see. And I guess it makes like the only difference is that based on the base material which he's using to make the Excalibur, I guess the power changes, because that's what Enkidu hinted. If you remember in one of the previous episode, that episode where he was fighting against Enkidu said something along the lines of that only a tree branch can bring out this amount of your power, you know so something along these lines. So that's why I'm thinking maybe the better the weapon he is using to make Excalibur, the power of his noble phantasm increases. If he actually takes like a sword, proper sword, and uses it to make an Excalibur, I think it's going to the output of that will be way, way, way more than he was able to unleash in Enkidu's case, where it was just a stick. And already in Enkidu's case, that Excalibur was pretty damn strong. So I can only imagine how strong he can be if he actually uses a sword. And if he somehow actually gets hand of Excalibur in itself or something close to it, I feel like he can probably just like wipe out everything with that. Again, this is just a guess and a speculation. I'm not exactly sure if that's how his noble phantasm works, but I came to that conclusion after hearing Enkidu say that, where he said that, oh, a stick can bring out this amount of power. So, that's why. Either way, I'm not 100% sure if that's how it works. But either way, he, yeah, where was I? Yeah, so he's that kid. So he, in front of him, finds all these like swords and weapons, and these are no ordinary swords. These are all, each and every one of them, if you remember, are noble phantasms from Gilgamesh's treasury. So they're pretty damn rare. It's not just a sword just lying around in the battlefield. It's Gilgamesh. It's a sword from Gilgamesh's treasury. treasury. So these are pretty damn like cost like rare, pretty damn rare, and very good. So he was like very excited. He's like, oh my god, these are so good. Can I take one? And Gilgamesh is like, how dare you, you mongrel? How dare you put your hands on that? Oh my god. Right. And he's like, where was that part? Gilgamesh says something along the lines of like, who gave you permission to put your hands on it? And Richard is like, I asked my heart, and my heart gave me permission. I'm like, wow. That's great. That's why I said these two, like, like they have like the most like opposite of personality, but Richard's like childlike, like glee and excitement is what is probably pissing Gilgamesh off over here. He also realized that Richard is the one who fought against Enkidu, because he's like, oh, it seems like you have prior experience fighting like this. And did you fight someone like this? And I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I fought your friend and we are allies now. Right. So Indian Gilgamesh did say that, like he's going to get serious now, as he said. And he said that if you survive this, then I will allow you to become the muck of my sword after I take your life. So basically, I'm going to kill you. If you survive this, I'm still going to kill you. But I will officially recognize you as an enemy and then kill you. That is Gilgamesh's, like, what do you call it? That is Gilgamesh's condition. Usually, how does a condition go? That, oh, like, I'm going to try and fight you. If you survive this, then we are friends, or then we'll allies, or then we are going to, like, cooperate together. I'll listen to you. That's how usually these type of things go, right? Gilgamesh is like, no, I'm going to kill you. And if you survive, I'm going to recognize you as a warrior, as an enemy, and then kill you. So there you go. Either you die unrecognized by me, or you die being recognized by me. Whichever is your whichever is your choice. Oh god. But anyways, you can see like Richard is also like, yeah, I'm going to get serious as well. So this should be interesting. Right. Yeah, so that's what's going on over there. Now we also had a brief section of Sigma, and Assassin talking to each other. Like that whole section about Sigma asking Assassin about why are you saving, this kid, this kid you don't even know about person, and what is your merit in doing this and all that. At which Assassin is like, oh, that's no merit, like like doing good things, that it doesn't involve merit. Like, why would you think about merit while doing something to save others? So, which is obviously the question, but here obviously Sigma is someone who has been uh you know like a child soldier, who has been this type of a person who has always given orders to go and kill. And for him, from the very his very birth, everything has been like a transaction. Like, oh, like, you go and do this, you kill this many people, then I will, like, I'll give you this and I'll do it. So for him it's absurd, and he doesn't get the idea behind helping someone with getting nothing back in return. So it's like, yeah, why are you doing this? It's kind of funny because he's also doing the same thing at the same time, because literally he also said before that I'm going to go and save Tsubaki. But he also did mention that I have no answers as to why I'm trying to do this. I myself am confused, but I want to do this. So that part. So that's that. Now another thing that Assassin said here is where obviously as Sigma says at the end that, oh, it's probably I wanted to be saved myself. Like I, from up until now, like he was also waiting for someone to save him like this, which never really happened. And Assassin here apologized for that, and she was like, I'm sorry, I wasn't experienced enough, or worthy enough to be someone who can be there at that point of time to save your life. At which obviously Sigma brings up the most logical, like, like answer to it. He was like, that is impossible. Like, we both of us are like at completely different places. You didn't even know me. How could you save me? Like, that is not possible. And at which like Assassin does say that, yeah, but now we are, even though we are such from such long distances, we are still at the same place, so anything could be possible. But I, in my way of looking at it, I have a different interpretation of what Assassin was trying to say here. So basically it's not just Assassin, like it's not just her when she says that, yeah, like, I'm sorry that I couldn't save you. It is more like she was talking about, what can I say, like people as a whole. That it doesn't matter if Assassin is at some other place at some other time. There could have been someone similar to Assassin at that moment near Sigma who could have saved him. And not only him, other people as well, other children, people who need help. Like all the other child soldiers that were in that place at that point. It's not just Assassin singularly we're talking about. It is more like the, like a universal, what do you call it, like, I don't know if I'm able to explain it properly, but it more likely meant how, like at that point at least, how she's apologizing for the fact that people who could have helped at that situation didn't help him, or like that kind of thing. Like, she's not just talking about herself, she's talking about humanity as a whole, I think. When she said, okay, you know what, I'm going to go to that part. Let me just reread what she said, because at least that's how I interpret it. I think that it was more likely like a thing where she was talking about humanity as a whole, not just herself singularly. Because it is true, like as Sigma said, how could you help me? You were like a completely different place at a completely different time, at that moment. But like it's more like not her, but maybe someone like her at that point of time who was near Sigma and at that place. Not even her, it could be a him as well, it could be anyone. Humans as a whole, you know they could have saved him and they didn't. And that's why she's apologizing that, like as a whole, people have still not reached, that whole thing. Okay, where's that part? I'm going to read that part. Okay, here we go. There's no greater good than saving a young child whose heart has not been filled yet. I don't get it. We're talking about the stranger, right? Okay, all these part. Okay, nobody came to save us. Here we go. At which assassin says, okay, I could not save your young self due to my inexperience. I could not come across that situation and could not save you. That is precisely proof that I am still inexperienced. You're a servant. You existed in a different place and time. There's no way we could have met when I was a child. The difference in time and location is all but trivial. As a full proof of that, you and I are standing here in the same place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what she's meaning here. Like she's not talking about herself. As she said, like time and like like where you are, that is meaningless here because she's not talking about herself. She's talking about maybe someone at that point of time near Sigma who could have saved him, who didn't. And that's why she's apologizing on everyone's behalf, on humanity's behalf, I guess you could say, for leaving that situation to go, like as it was, as the things that were happening to them, the like injustice that was happening to them, for letting that like continue. She's apologizing for that, in a way you could say. At least that's how I interpret this section. Right. There you go. So yeah, that's one thing I wanted to discuss because that conversation was pretty interesting. Um, yeah, and that was that. Was there anything else? Oh, another thing I forgot to talk about, which was um the section at the end where what was his name? John? Yeah, John gets. Yeah. So it seems like his all, like his whole neck and everything is just completely just twisted. But I don't think they're just going to kill him like that. Because he literally got that arm thing from Caster. So just like that, I don't think they're going to take him out. So maybe there's something that's going to happen in the next episode. Maybe like there's some kind of function to that, that arm thing that Caster gave him, because as he said, he makes like fake, like noble phantasms. So maybe somehow something is going to get triggered and he's going to come back, or something is going to happen. Who knows? Because I don't know. It just feels extremely waste to just give him something new and then just kill him immediately after that. Like, what the hell was the point of that then? So I don't know. We'll see next episode, I guess. But normally looking at him, yeah, I'm pretty sure he has not survived, because you can see his neck is completely twisted in the other direction. His hands are also twisted. So he's probably dead in that sense. But again, I don't think he's dead because, like I said, I don't think they're going to just take him out literally after giving him this thing that Caster gave him without even utilizing it. Taking him out and killing him feels kind of weird. I don't know. Right. Okay. Now, another thing I just want to talk about briefly here. Alcides and Jack had a very interesting conversation, you could say, where each of them were talking about each other. Where, Alcides was like, I'm human, and at the same time, like Jack was like, oh, since you are saying that you're human, like I can actually, what did he say? Like he said something along the lines of, hmm, where's that part? Okay, I think this part. Okay, a living legend from mythology that continues to exist with the times. A being who keeps living. You must have such reason to harbor such determination. However, if you're saying you are going to deny the authority of the divine, you'll deny all doings of the gods, evil or good, and toss them away, then your current self is a human, just as you wished. You're a hero who has stooped to a scoundrel and risen to a human. And no matter what kind of great hero you are, no matter if you have the power to destroy the world, As long as your true nature is human, you will be hunted by an ordinary slasher with no power, because that's literally what Jack the Ripper is. He killed humans. So he's like, if you are claiming yourself to be a human, not a hero, not a legend or whatever, like not someone connected to the gods, then you're perfect as my opponent. But yeah, but as you can see at the end, like this is something that Jack probably didn't anticipate, which was him using that noble phantasm. So I think at least Jack probably might have been able to defeat him, but he had no clue what type of tricks like Alcides had up his sleeve. So that is what actually like became the reason for Jack's downfall here. At the end, you can see. Because you can see while Jack was fighting him at the very end, Alcides was taking damage, kind of. So if this continued, I think he might have been able to maybe not, even if not win, maybe tie against him. But no, that noble phantasm like that he just literally took from him, that became the complete reason for his downfall, and Jack didn't anticipate it, so he was not ready to counter it, or at least think of some way to go against it. He got taken by surprise. Right. Yeah, and like I said, Jack's whole like thing was pretty interesting, because like it makes sense why he looks like a devil, because that's how people saw him as. Like this is the interesting part. The fact that he never had a face, nobody knew how he looked like, made probably people's imaginations run even more wilder, and they like envisioned him in weird different ways. The more they feared them, the more they like probably envisioned him as an inhuman demon or something. Like if you have your face out in public, then people know what you look like, so they can kind of kind of envision you as a person. But the thing here is that people had no clue, so it made the fear factor even higher, because they didn't know how you look like. So it could be anyone. It could be that little kid just standing beside you. You can just come and stab you like suddenly, which obviously not. Like it's pretty obvious Jack the Ripper was not really a kid, but still, I'm saying it could be literally anyone. It could be that old man just standing over there, like minding his own business. It could be that one of those two couples that are sitting there, like on the bench. One of them could be Jack the Ripper. So you don't know. You come up with this vision of him, and most people fear him as if some kind of a demon. That's how people kind of looked at him, and that's why he took this form. That's how his legend got etched into the throne of heroes. So there you go. So yeah, that's why he can do all of these things. Very interesting, and it makes sense why he's a berserker here. Right, and okay, and there you go. That was today's episode. Great episode. Yeah, let's see how the next one goes. So that was episode number 9 of Fate Strange Fake. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. And comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.